With Barry Nolan gone, the search was on for a new co-host.
We went through months of co-host du jour, as I call it.
Now, Sarah Edwards and Livingston Taylor.
Sarah Edwards and Paul Perry.
Sarah Edwards and Bob LaBelle.
Sarah Edwards and Lauren and Wallen.
And they were terrific, but it wasn't Barry. So who was to come in and fill his shoes? I mean, it was going to be a tough job. Enter Jim Watkins.
A very far-sighted executive producer was wise enough to bring me in for an interview.
And they said, now you're going to audition with this guy from Nashville, and he's a former musician. He does news.
The forecast has a slight chance of thunder showers tonight, with a chance of thunder showers increasing on Thursday and Friday.
And I thought, oh no, what is he going to come in with suspenders and a flannel shirt?
I went out and auditioned with Sarah. From day one, she went out of her way to be unselfish and kind and professional and welcoming to the new guy.
Now, if you were doing the job, we do either or, either or. We're very balanced with my co-host. One starts one starts the other.
Okay, that's fine.
But since it's still my show. No. Okay.
And she made me feel so at ease that the auditions went beautifully.
He's really here. I have a co-host, Jim Watkins. Jim became the third male co-host of Evening Magazine in October of 1989. In addition to Jim, Evening also added 3 contributing hosts for the last year.
Hello, I'm John Scott, Evening Magazine's Yankee Traveler.
John Scott is Evening's Yankee Traveler, crisscross New England, bringing us stories from the pages of Yankee Magazine.
Bill Costa out here in Los Angeles, backstage at the Grammy Awards.
Bill Costa of Kiss 108 Radio became Evening Magazine's man on the scene.
How did you get this gig?
Disregard the man to my right. This is my show. I'll handle the whole thing. How did you get your gig?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Me too.
And Uma Pemaraju, through her New England Heroes series, introduced us to ordinary people whose commitment to helping others made a difference in the lives of those in need.
Just making them happy makes me happy.
Soon after I got here, it really kind of began to dawn upon me that this was an important show to a lot of people. One of the first ones I did was at Children's Hospital, where a little boy named Alex Perella had a heart defect.
He was born with no connection between his heart and his lungs.
They used a very innovative technique which we witnessed from the operating room. And in 1 hour, this kind of miracle procedure changed this little boy's life forever. And it was very fulfilling to see the reactions that the parents.
Mama's right here.
One of my favorite interviews this past year, actually one of my favorite interviews of all time, was Barbara Pryor, a woman who lost her little girl, Sarah, 5 years ago. Sarah wandered off one day to take a walk and never came home. But Barbara Pryor didn't spend too much time wallowing in grief. She certainly went through the grief process. But she has come out like gangbusters, helping other people who have lost their children. So she is making a difference, and those are the heroes to me. Those are the people who take a crisis and a tragedy and turn it around.
This past summer has been interesting. I sort of had a big aeronautical summer. I went up in a glider over the mountains of Vermont. I parachuted near Andover. Twice jumped out of an airplane. And I went up in an F-18 jet down in Pensacola, Florida with the Blue Angels. So as far as the flight went, this was quite an experience for me. The travel opportunities working with this show are just tremendous.
The past year on Evening Magazine, we went to Alaska, Toronto, London, Key West, Jamaica. We were in Disney World, whitewater rafting in the Grand Canyon, my favorite all-time trip.
The Grand Canyon rafting trip was a real high point of the year for me, but logistically, doing that trip was very, very difficult.
Everybody thinks Evening is so glamorous. After our wonderful Grand Canyon adventure for 5 days on the Colorado River,
we pulled out and we hiked about 7 or 8 miles to get up and out of the canyon. Kind of a difficult hike.
We barely got the helicopter because it started to snow. The helicopter met us on the rim of the canyon, flew us to Las Vegas.
We took a red-eye back to Boston. We haven't had any sleep this entire time.
Got off the plane at 7 in the morning.
We go brush our teeth.
And did our show for that night.
Boy, was it hard to smile that night.
Aren't we troopers?
Sit back, tune in. There are special places we will be going to see. Friendly faces we've been knowing every night. A brand new world waiting to be seen. You and us together, Evening Magazine. It's time, your turn to turn on to the moving and the shaking. What's hot? Who's cool? The ins and outs, the giving and the taking. All the world near and far, the pain and joy life brings. You and us together, Evening Magazine.